Hello everyone, and welcome back to my Pokemon Nuzlocke challenge for Sapphire version. I almost said that the way I wanted to. Oh well. This is gonna be post-commentary for this video, because unfortunately, my microphone was switched off while recording, and I did not notice, and it's so embarrassing. And here I'm hoping for a Ralts. Give me a Ralts. It's a Zigzagoon. Well, at least it isn't a Seedot or whatever the other one is. Though, to be honest, that water grass type Pokemon isn't bad necessarily. It's just not one I typically go for. But I do remember this Zigzagoon has Pickup, and Pickup is really, really useful for me. Especially since Pickup is really broken in Gen 3. The chance of... I don't know the odds exactly, but even at level 3, Zigzagoon here is capable of picking up, like, Super Potions, Great Balls, and more importantly, rare candies. I would love my little buddy here to get me lots of rare candies. And maybe a few nuggets, too, because, you know, more money's good. I like money. And I decided to name him Bark because he rubs his back against the tree bark, and he barks. Yeah, creative, I know. But I like it. And I'm hoping that Bark here will prove very useful for me. At least in just getting me more rare candies and money, yay! In battle, though, not so much. They learn a lot of good moves by TMs. Good HM Slave. That's about it. You know, the generic, oh, it's the Rattata of this game, it's the Sentret of this game, though, honestly, comparing a Sentret to a Zigzagoon is, I feel sorry to say that to a Zigzagoon. Nothing is worse than a Sentret, in my opinion, in terms of normal Pokemon, the first normal type you ever run into. I don't know, I know, to be honest, people will say Bidoof is without a doubt the worst one, just because it's like it's Pokemon in derp form. But honestly, they're not bad, and hell, they're the only Pokemon that is Bidoof is banned in Little Cup because of its hidden ability, Moody. And if you don't know what Moody is, it lowers one random stat by one stage, but it raises another random stat by 2 stages. And in Little Cup, where it's really hard to set up things like that, it's really broken. That's right, time to take on this guy with his bug Pokemon, because bug Pokemon are always threatening in a challenging fight. Right? 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 No, I guess not. It's kind of weird doing post-commentary. I prefer doing live commentary when I'm recording, because everything's kind of like... I'm never knowing what's going to happen. Things can go horribly wrong. But keeping in line with the challenge, I decided not to have to restart the game over just to have live commentary all the time, and to, you know, keep the challenge going. This is the team I've got so far, and this is the team I'm going to hope I finish the game with. Well, I obviously hope I catch something better than a Zigzagoon. Personally, I'm hoping for something a little different. I wouldn't mind having, like, Hariyama? You know, the big fat, bulky fighting type in this game. Between him and Machop, I would prefer him just because, while he is not the best fighting type in the game, he's doesn't need to trade to evolve, and I really appreciate that. Excuse me, I gotta sneeze real bad here. God, I hope I'm not coming down with something. That would be terrible. I apologize for that. Yeah, but hey, look, Poochyena. We're gonna be seeing a lot of those. Oh, God, wow. I should take a moment here to not sneeze in the microphone or anything. This is off to a great start. Yay. But given the length of this video, and I do want to get this up today, I have to re-record this all over again, so cut me some slack, please. Tallow, the bird Pokemon for this generation. It's, honestly, it's not that bad. At least, it's a 2-stage evolution, not a 3-stage evolution, which is interesting. And when I say that, I mean it has two. It evolves only once, whereas like Pidgey, Starly, what am I saying? Hoot Hoot only has one evolution, but who gives a hoot about Hoot Hoot? And I'm going to hate myself for ever saying it like that. But yeah, Tallow not bad. It's really fast, but its attack power isn't that great. But if you're gonna get a flying Pokemon into this game that you don't want any, like, say, added restrictions on, like, say, there's a Wingull, right? And Wingull is water flying, and we all know that means lightning is the worst thing ever. Now, Wingull is not bad per se, but if you don't like having that kind of a double weakness, then Tallow is definitely a better choice. Though, in my opinion, I'm hoping that maybe I get something that's a little different in terms of a flying Pokemon. I would love to get a Swablu, because that eventually evolves into a flying dragon type, which is a really, really bulky Pokemon. It can take a lot of hits, which makes me more comfortable in fighting some of the more harder battles. Unfortunately, the route that I can catch him on is way, way further down the line, right before going into doing the whole side quest with getting the meteorite. I just hope I don't get a freaking Spinda. If I get a Spinda, I'm not gonna be happy. I'm gonna be very upset. But I'm pretty sure 75% of all Nuzlocke runs performed on Pokemon Ruby, Sapphire, and Emerald version, they got a Spinda. They literally just are everywhere there. I forget the exact number, and I probably could look it up. Let's see here. I'm still recording my voice good, so I can look away. And Spinda, what are the odds of catching you? Because I really don't want you, and I want to see my odds. Spinda, you are found on Route 113. 113, and my odds of getting a Spinda are 70%. I was 5% off. But that leaves 2 other Pokemon for that route. The other is a Sandshrew, which I'll take a Sandshrew. Sure, no problem. Sandro and me, best friends. We'll go far. But the other one, which is the one everybody fucking wants when they get onto that route, but never get, Skarmory. That's a 5% chance encounter rate. If you can get a Skarmory, oh, yes, so good. It is, Skarmory never freaking dies. It just doesn't. Well, it does, but it'll take a while. Oh yeah, this is totally not a cleverly disguised tutorial about how to catch Pokemon. So, I like to think I'm doing alright here. So far with my team, I'm happy that my Mudkip stats are alright. Not the best, but I'll work around that. Its typing is the one thing that's going to benefit the most. Yay! You got your Pokemon. Good. Okay, we're going to ward back. Can we move along now? Because I want to go on to the next route and try and get a new Pokemon. Hopefully one that doesn't suck. And of course the 3 strikes rule is now more prevalent. Because the first few routes, you run into a lot of the same kind of Pokemon. So I'm thinking to myself here, what's on this route? There's Tallow, there's more Wurmple, and oh, hey, Wingull! Alright, I'll get a Wingull. Which, if I said before, out of the early 2 flying types, I prefer Tallow, but Wingull I'll take regardless because more flying types are always needed. I get this feeling like I'm gonna lose all my flying types and I'm just gonna lose the ability to fly around. Not being able to fly for mobility, to like go back to places, especially since you have to surf in so many locations, not have it would be a pain. But yeah, Wingull rides updrafts rising from the sea by extending its long, narrow wings. Whatever. This Pokemon's long beak is useful for catching prey. And for his name, I decided to go with something from his description that suited him. So I decided to name him Updraft. Or her. I think it's a her. Yeah, it's a her. Updraft, welcome to the team. Don't die to lightning, please. I guess my main reason why I'm not a big fan of Wingull is I like its first evolution's form over its when it's fully evolved look, because essentially it gets fat, and I don't like that. It just doesn't. It's not what I consider a cool-looking Pokemon. It is bulky when it fully evolves, and it learns like things like Stockpile and Swallow, which I never really like to use. It's just kind of an odd thing. Stockpile, you stockpile something. I don't know. It's like he stockpiles food in his mouth, or because that's what I imagine. And then it raises its defense and special defense by 1 stage. The kicker is that if you use Swallow, you swallow whatever you were stockpiling, and then if it restores a portion of your health. You can stockpile up to 3 times, so that's 3 stages of special defense and defense. But by the time you're gotten that high with stockpile, you've taken so much damage already, you need to swallow. I don't like it, especially considering you're bulky as Wingull, but you're not defensive. You know, you gotta have both in hand and head for really to take advantage of that, and I just don't see it. Oh yeah, new Pokemon time. Let's go. Come on, give me something other than Wurmple, because the odds of getting a Wurmple here are pretty freaking high. Come on, go into the grass now. There you go. And I'm just thinking to myself, wait, who do I have in front? That'll do, I guess. And first Pokemon is Cascoon. Unfortunately, this is strike one. I have a Wurmple. Wurmple is part of the Cascoon family. I can't catch it. And that's how I'm going to run with the rules in this game. In fact, even if Wurmple should die on my team, I can't catch another. I am pretty much locked out of that family. And strike two. I've got one of those. And he's yet to pick up anything either. Strike three. Damn. Well, this sucks. I don't get a single Pokemon here. But I'm not going to walk away from this battle empty-handed. I am killing you for the XP. One thing I'm hoping to eventually do is, as good as a move as Surf, I might, if I still have my Zigzagoon, I'll probably teach it Surf just to give it some variety in moves. That's the one thing I remember so much that Zigzagoon was that it could learn Surf, it could learn Cut. I don't remember if it can learn Strength, but that might be something to consider. I just like to give moves that are very, very Zigzagoon is variety. It's utility, but lacks in power. So I like to give it, like, say, by a Thunder TM. Sure, Thunder TM is inaccurate as all hell, but if it hits, at least it hits for a decent damage, regardless of it Zigzagoon shitty special stat. Oh look. The Pokemon trainer who thought it was a great idea to catch 6 level 3 Wurmples and say, alright, I'm ready to take on the champion. Let's do it. Yeah, you can kind of imagine what happens here. I'm kind of disappointed that I didn't really get anything kind of cool from this forest. There's a couple of really nice ones. Like, getting a Shroomish would have been ideal for my team, I think. It would have given me a really unique Pokemon that can learn a very, very good combination of moves. Because it eventually evolves into a Breloom, which is a fighting grass type, the first of its kind in the generation. And it also is the only Pokemon that I can think of that... Well, it's the only other Pokemon besides Paras where it learns the abilities, the move Spore. Spore is the only 100% accurate sleep move. You'll never miss unless your accuracy is lowered. Or you're trying to use it on a grass type if you're playing in Gen 6. That's incredibly useful. On top of that, when it evolves into Breloom, you can do a really good combo where you put an enemy to sleep 100% guaranteed, and then you have your Breloom know, like, Focus Punch, I believe, where it's a move that requires two turns in order to use it, but if you're hit while you're charging up Focus Punch, then your attack is stopped. So putting your enemy to sleep is an excellent way to get that move off, because it hits so hard. It's really hard to survive a Focus Punch. And if I'm wrong, I'll probably look it up, because I remember it's some sort of deadly punch, and I completely ignored that Team Aqua fight. Granted that there's not much to say about Team Aqua other than they're the Team Evil guys, and they love Poochinas. For some reason, you would think they would use more water types. I think one of them eventually uses like a decent variety of water types, but not really. They kind of fall into that cookie cutter standard of, hey everybody, there's this amazing dark type Pokemon, you're gonna love it. That's the kind of thing I miss back in that I appreciate in later games, like in Gen 6. Team Flare, by no means is not like my favorite evil team of all Pokemon games, but I'll give them credit. They use a surprisingly good variety of Pokemon. The first one I encountered uses like a Houndour, and I forget what the other Pokemon was. I think maybe a Zubat, which actually is pretty good. They seem to go in that whole dark types, fire types, and poison types, which is to be expected, but at the same time, at least they're trying to bring some variety to them. And for the most part, it's actually pretty challenging, too. See, Tallow! Frickin' A, man! The 4 Pokemon I run in here, and it's a Tallow. Figures. Now, come on. Let's just get through this forest so I can go on to a better place that I know the odds of me getting something new are much higher. Unfortunately, this is Route 104. Despite you thinking, oh, I'm on the other side of the forest, I'm on a new route, you're wrong. This is still the same route from the other side of the forest. So I cannot catch anything here. It kind of threw me through a loop, too, when I first started doing Nuzlocke runs. Particularly for this game, because not knowing where routes end and begin can kind of ruin the authenticity of the challenge. And I really, really try my best to make sure I always keep a list on hand of where I've caught Pokemon, where I had an opportunity and I lost it. So, there. It's a Zigzagoon. What else do you want me to say about this right here? It needs to die, so I can get stronger. At least I got one thing with my team right now is having a flying type early on helps. It's especially since the next gym is a fighting type gym. And I guess I could say that if I need to switch out for electric immunity, if I'm training Updraft, I could always switch to Met King and, get that free turn of immunity, which is always appreciated. But, any grass types out there, they're gonna give me some serious trouble. I just wouldn't have a reliable way to take care of them right now until Updraft learns a flying move. And I forget when Updraft learns, Wing Attack, which is actually really, really good. Though, if you're gonna use a move like Wing Attack, there's one move that almost has the exact same attack power, nearly identical PP usage, and is just overall better, is Aerial Ace. The only difference is Aerial Ace will always hit. So it's the better of the two. But I don't think Wingull learns it naturally. I know he learns Wing Attack. I'm trying to think if there was another flying type move he learned naturally. I know he got Stockpile, Swallow. I'm pretty sure he learned something better than Water Gun. I mean, that's the only real kind of cool thing about Updraft here is that he starts out with Water Gun, but if I was using any other starter, that would be great. But I've got Met King. He does a fine job job as it is. And that's my only concern. I want to get a little bit more team variety. So that I'm hoping next part that will happen. At least I never have to worry about being too slow or anything with Wingull. They're pretty fast. And, grass type. 4 times weakness. What do I do? What do I do? Oh man, that didn't do shit. And, oh man, that just made everything 100 times worse. Oh god, 4 times damage. And wow, Shroomish, really? That's all you got? For doing 4 times damage to me, that was pretty pathetic. And I'm paralyzed, so I'm thinking to myself, that King's got this. Eventually. Maybe not right away, especially since he's using Tackle and I ruined his accuracy. So, chances are, I'll get through this. And there's that berry coming into play. Unfortunately, I can't grow any more berries because the battery is dead on this on my copy of Sapphire version. There is a fix for it where if you have a copy of Pokemon Colosseum and you have a Game Boy Advance link cable and the game of the Game Boy Advance and all that stuff, you could fix that problem, but I don't have any of that stuff. I used to, a long time ago, but I never had Colosseum. I think I've rented Colosseum once, and I found it, wow, so slow. You made Pokemon Colosseum. I don't hate it for its all the time double battles or its really terrible narrative. I criticize it for its gameplay just being slow. Like, slower than slow. But everything else about the Pokemon games goes relatively faster, except maybe Gen 4. Gen 4 just goes slow no matter what. I just didn't like it for that. I couldn't get past that. I like games that give me good pacing. Even in RPGs, there's a pacing flow. And here I'm thinking, oh crap, double battles. And, oh. That's right, double battles don't work like that way until Gen 4, where you have to talk to people if you want to double battle them. So I was a little worried. So, I'm thinking next part, I'm going to be doing a lot of grinding in order to make my team a little bit more equal leveled. So, I thank you all for watching. I'll see you in the next part. Please leave a comment, subscribe, like my video.